Happy Wednesday, DIYers. It's time for another WednesDIY challenge. We've hit the thrift stores to find some hidden gems and transform them into something amazing. Get ready for some serious upcycling inspiration. Today we're going to show you how to upcycle a thrifted picture frame that we found a while ago. As you can see, it is sort of a light green color and has a hook underneath the little shelf. When we saw it, we really had no idea what in the world we'd be able to do with it. This is the case most of the time. We find stuff and then figure out later what to do with it. You never know when the creativity will hit you. The goal for this video is to inspire you to do the same or something like what we've done here. You can even find things around your house and do the same. This is a shortened version of a weekly DIY stream that we do at our store. This is the first one ever, so some mistakes were made. Actually, a lot of mistakes were made. We thought that by doing some of the work off camera, it would make for a shorter stream. We added some of the molds before we even started streaming, and this was because of the time that it takes for the glue to dry. So there isn't any video of us making the molds or attaching most of them. So for step one, you basically want to make and attach your molds. The best way to attach your mold is with Titebond's quick and thick glue. It's the fastest drying glue to use when attaching molds to just about anything. We highly recommend using this glue, but just about any glue will do the job. The key to adding molds is to pick ones that are mirror opposites of each other. The molds we use for this picture frame is the Dainty Flourishes mold by IOD. I really like how they transform whatever you put them on into something more regal. Next, we want to change the color of the frame. So we are going to paint it a light shade of pink. The paint we used is by Debbie's DIY, and it is one of the cottage colors, which is a collaboration with Jamie Ray Vintage. The actual color is called Vintage Pink, which is available on our website, eclecticemporium.co. You can also find links to the products used in this video in the description box below. So we ended up having to paint 3 coats on the frame just to get the desired coverage. If we were to do it a little differently, we probably could have put a white base layer, and then we would have only maybe needed 1 coat of the pink. Who knows? Something to try next time, I guess. So while we're waiting for the paint to dry, we are going to decoupage this beautiful pink rose decoupage paper to the frame backing. This also leaves the ability to change it later by adding something over the top of this decoupage paper if we choose to. The options are endless with what you can do in this situation. If you wanted, you could add some transfers to really punch up the aesthetics a couple notches. Some other options would be to put transfers on the glass front of the frame to give it a 3D effect as well. It really does come down to preference. There is really no right or wrong way to do this project. So once you've actually applied the decoupage paper to the backing, you want to trim the excess off. And the best way to do this is by simply using sandpaper. You just stroke the sandpaper up and down the side of the page or the backing, and then that basically removes the excess. Pretty easy. It's really simple to do. So don't overthink this part, but you definitely want to trim off the excess. Now, on to the antiquing part. So to start, we're going to add a layer of clear or white wax to the entire frame. This acts as a sealant for the paint. It prevents the paint from reactivating if it gets wet, which happens most commonly with chalk paint. The paint used on this project does have a sealant built into it, but you can never have too much protection. Once you've applied the wax with a brush or towel, you'll want to wipe back the excess. This kind of prevents your project from getting too messy. Next, we want the details of the molds that we added earlier to be accentuated. So we are going to add a dark or black wax over the top of the clear wax. Do not panic on this step. It's going to look like you have ruined your entire project, but trust me, it will be worth it. Once you have covered all of the areas that you want with the dark wax, you're going to want to wipe back the excess again. If you found that you've wiped off too much in a certain area, just reapply and do it again. It's really not a big deal. And because you put the clear wax on there, you're kind of giving yourself a safety net. So one of the things that we're going to do for this project, we're going to add some accents to really make the high points of the mold stand out a little bit more against the darker low points. In the previous step, we kind of added the dark wax, which kind of basically gives a little depth to the actual molds that we added to this project. It's a subtle detail, but one that will make a huge difference when we're done. All right, I think that about completes this project. I think we're about finished now. So we're going to basically put everything back together and see how the entire project looks once we've reassembled it. here is the completed look. What do you think? Let us know in the comments what you would do differently. Who knows, we may include your suggestions in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day, and be sure to check out our description box for links to our website as well as products used in this video. Thank you so much,